talk to us about Remembering Great Apes exhibition. What's it all about?
Okay, it's an exhibition of some of the best photographs ever taken of our closest zoological kin. So if you think about the great apes, gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, they are extraordinary animals. What is extraordinary about them is when you meet them, and I've had the good fortune to meet a lot of them, and you exchange a glance as I'm doing with you, you connect. You know there's someone in there. And that makes them different from an antelope might be beautiful. Elephants are also very intelligent, but it's harder to get that eye contact. So apes are so close to us that once you have met one, you don't forget them. So an event called Remembering Great Apes. Of course, it has a serious side, because apart from the mountain gorillas, all the apes are declining in number. Mountain gorillas and humans are the only kind of apes who are increasing. And mountain gorillas have just topped 1,000. So they were down at a few hundred. Intensive conservation work means that their numbers have recovered a little bit and they're into 4 figures. Whereas we're up to 7 and a bit billion and growing rapidly. The other apes are declining. And this event, we hope, and the book and all the activities around the book will raise money to fund conservation projects, and they will raise awareness, because this is a stunningly beautiful book, and if anyone who appreciates good photography will want this on their coffee table, and if they browse through the photographs, read some of the essays, I think people will care. That's the whole point. We want people to care about apes and get involved with their conservation.
And so, if I'm just like a normal person, I know nothing about apes, in a sentence, why should I care?
Why should you care?
Why should I care?
Okay. Well, there are cousins, and blood is thicker than water. We share 98, 99% of our DNA with apes. So we see a lot of ourselves in them, and we see a lot of them in ourselves. Although some people are very resistant to that idea. Okay, what about the ecological idea? Apes live in tropical forests, and the tropical forests of Southeast Asia and Africa, apes don't live in Amazonia. They're the spider monkeys and murikis and various species. But in Africa and Southeast Asia, the forests grow because animals eat the fruit of the trees. So when apes eat fruit, the seeds pass through the ape and out the other end. And the apes spread the seeds around the forest. Now, we're living in a time of climate change. We're very worried about average global temperatures rising. Protecting those forests which store carbon and produce water vapor and spread rainfall around the world is important to the health of the planet. The health of those forests depends on there being apes and elephants. This is Archie the elephant. Archie represents elephant kind, and I have to represent ape kind, to convince people that these animals, they're interesting, they're beautiful, but they're not ornaments. They have a really important role to play. And that role is in the regeneration of forests. And we need those forests to take in our greenhouse gas emissions and store the carbon and make the world a healthy place. So if the health of the planet depends on tropical forests, and the health of the forest depends on the apes and the elephants, and in Latin America the spider monkeys and the tapirs, then we have to protect those animals. And this evening, many people are enjoying themselves, buying books, looking at photographs, to think about this, and that's the message we've got to get across.
Amazing. I feel like I'm sold. And the last question, how's Archie doing, Archie the elephant? Is he having fun?
Archie the elephant, yes, he communicates using infrasound, which our ears don't normally hear, but I have a little device in my ear so I can translate what Archie says. And Archie says that in the forest where he and his relatives live, apes benefit from elephants. So although this is about great ape conservation, elephants are important. And the first book in this series of Remembering Wildlife was Remembering Elephants. So he's here, and if people want to follow him, he's Archie the Elephant on Twitter and Facebook. You can find him on Instagram too. And he is the elephant in the room. He talks about the important things, the ecology of tropical forests and savannas, and how we all, wherever we live in the world, we all benefit from them. Archie would like you to know that.
Thanks, Archie.
Okay.